Welcome to today's lecture. We are going to explore the critical distinctions between a hire purchase agreement and a credit sale agreement within the Ghanaian legal framework. Let's dive right into what sets these two commercial arrangements apart.
The fundamental difference lies in their legal meaning. A hire purchase is actually a bailment agreement. You are essentially renting the goods with an option to buy them later. A credit sale, however, is an outright unconditional sale, where you simply pay the purchase price over time.
This distinction is crucial. In a bailment, you do not own the item yet. In an unconditional credit sale, the sale is already complete the moment you agree, even if the payment is spread out. Because of this fundamental difference in meaning, the law labels the parties differently. In a hire purchase, we refer to them as the owner and the hirer, or the bailor and bailee. In a credit sale, it is simply a relationship between a seller and a buyer. So when do you actually own the goods? As seen in the classic case of Helby versus Matthews, under a hire purchase, property only passes when the final installment is paid. But in a credit sale, ownership transfers immediately upon agreement or delivery of the goods. Remember this rule. In a hire purchase, the original owner retains the property rights throughout the entire payment period. The hirer only becomes the owner when that very last stati is paid. Naturally, these agreements are governed by different statutes in Ghana. Hire purchase agreements must comply strictly with the Hire Purchase Act of 1974. Credit sales, on the other hand, fall under the general provisions of the Sale of Goods Act of 1962.
Pay close attention to this formality. To be enforceable, a hire purchase agreement absolutely must be in writing and signed by the parties. A credit sale is much more flexible. It can be perfectly valid even if it is just an oral agreement.
What happens if a payment is missed? In a hire purchase, the owner generally has the right to repossess the goods, since they still legally own them. In a credit sale, the seller cannot seize the goods. Their only remedy is to sue the buyer for the outstanding debt. This is a major protection for buyers in a credit sale. Once the goods are yours, the seller cannot just come and take them back, unlike in a hire purchase arrangement where the owner retains that power. Looking at the financials and legal remedies, a hire purchase involves both a cash price and a hire purchase price. Furthermore, if goods are wrongfully seized, a hirer cannot sue for conversion because they aren't the legal owner yet, whereas a buyer in a credit sale absolutely can.
Despite these massive differences, both are simply contracts between multiple parties concerning goods. The ultimate takeaway? Always look at when the ownership transfers. That single fact dictates the governing laws, the legal remedies, and the rights of everyone involved.